mean, I didn't get around to writing that stupid parody that we pitched earlier
this morning,
today.
yeah.
No, because I've been fixing up like D&D characters I have on D&D Beyond because I struggle between like wanting to do one singular class for characters and trying to maximize the most I can out of that class, but I also do like multi-classing a lot because that is just a fun combination that can give you a lot of advantages if done right, you know?
Well, I'm sure it's. I mean, I think I might have done it once, but it's really hard to multi-class.
No, it is. It is. But I found the most interesting one that I haven't even considered before was Sorcerer Paladin multi-class. Because both are charisma based in terms of their base stats that you have to actually manage each class, and you have to have a sufficient amount of strength to multi-class into Paladin if you want to.
Not real.
And the amount of abilities that you can get are actually pretty fucking cracked out. It's insane. You get sorcerer spells, obviously. They have a lot of spells and cantrips. And then Paladins, once you get to level 2 in Paladin, you get something called Divine Smite, which means you imbue the power of either yourself or God himself into your blade and strike down your enemies in a single blow.
That's sick, dude. That's crazy. Yeah. You'd be like, here's God's might. I smite thee, you know?
Exactly.
Paladins are nuts, dude.
It uses spell slots, too, to do that. Like, so if you already start off as Sorcerer, you already get a ton of spell slots right off the bat. So you can just keep doing Divine Smite.
Bro, I was at so I actually, speaking of D&D, I was at, like, D&D all last weekend. I did one campaign on Saturday, and I started a new one up on Sunday, which was really fun. I like this. It was, like, my first time meeting most of the crowd. My friend Tyler got me into it, so it's his dad running it, and, like, Tyler's uncle, and then like one of his dad's friends, and then one of Tyler's friends. So it's a good balance of like there's 3 young guys, 3 older gentlemen, and so it was really funny. At that campaign, me and the paladin both at the same time. I cast testicular torsion, which is hilarious.
Oh my god,
Ben's funny.
Spellcasters be acting tough. Throwing out testicular torsion until I hit them with Curse of Blood Fart, and then
Curse of Blood Fart. Oh my god!
Followed by Itchy Bunghole.
Oh my god! Jesus.
I know, right?
But yeah, it was fun. So this is my first time. This is my second time actually playing 5th edition. I usually play 3.5, as you know. Chris likes to run that. Chris and his dad, which I think that's cool.
It's just more bookkeeping. That's the problem, I figured.
Yeah, 3.5 is a lot more bookkeeping. 5th edition is like pretty simple. It's pretty easy to jump into. I played it like from one short-lived campaign in college with my college roommate. But yeah, it was really fun. So I play this. It's my first. It might be. I think it is my first time playing a cleric. So I'm playing a human cleric who comes from like humble beginnings. I kind of got his backstory of like some Clark Kent shit. Like he's like from a farming family, and he goes off and does his thing. I mean, his dad. I haven't. The backstory isn't that his dad died or anything. Maybe that'll be later. Who knows? Maybe we'll implement that in the story.
Maybe.
But yeah, it was also really interesting because we're doing it all completely digital. It's on D&D Beyond, so we don't even need physical dice.
Yeah.
We don't have physical character sheets. It's all being kept track there, which is actually like a really nice system. It's just there were technological challenges in that like so it's a group of it's the DM and then it's 5 players, and so 3 of the 5 players, including myself, we had laptops, tablets to utilize, which was beneficial. Excuse the nose, by the way. I'm not sick. I've just had like a I had a nasal thing kicked up by allergies last week. I think it was last Friday. It was like it started last Saturday. When we were in Petaluma, so it's like it might have been that. But I'm just trying to like right now get all the congestion out. I sound a lot better than I did earlier this week.
Oh, that's good.
Which is and it is good. It's annoying. I hate having a runny nose and a cough, but I don't have a fever or anything. So it's not COVID. I checked for that shit. Which is good. But yeah, so it's all being done online in D&D Beyond, which is like a really cool system once you get it down. And I think like this first session was kind of a trial run, and the next session we're gonna have it all figured out, which would be good. But yeah, it's we've got a cleric, a paladin, a sorcerer, or is it a wizard? That I often can never remember which one. And then we've got a rogue and a druid.
That's actually an incredibly well-built party. Holy shit.
I think it's a good balance, man. We've got a lot of spellcasters. We don't really... I mean, we could use a fighter maybe, but like we don't really need one. They're just like the heavy tank.
A paladin is just basically a fighter that has like incredible charisma and channels the power of God. Like...
Exactly, yeah, it's a magical fighter, yeah.
Exactly. Like, paladin is kind of that weird middle ground between like fighter and cleric because they could channel their powers if you write into their lore directly from God himself or one of the many gods in the pantheon. Obviously, I'm just joking on that, but anyways, but you could also write it in that it's just purely their passion, their oath that they create that gives them this incredible ability. They're burning with such passion that they get magical abilities from that. Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they are basically just a fighter with extra abilities, so there's really no difference between the two.
Oh, sweet. Well, yeah, he goes in ham, so that makes sense.
The one thing that could make this significant difference is if you go fighter and pick the the archetype Eldritch Knight. That one is an interesting fucking thing you can do.
I think I've heard of that one. What does that do?
So basically, fighters are supposed to be experts in martial combat, which means they're able to like learn different forms of combat if they choose so. And one of those being Eldritch Knight. Basically, they learn the dark arts and incorporate it into their fighting prowess. So they basically become an unholy warrior with dark magic powers.
That's crazy. That's metal as fuck.
It's pretty fucking metal. Like, that's why if you go, what is it? Fighter, Eldritch Knight, and then take 2 levels into Warlock as a multi-class, you will be a fucking problem. You will be an absolute problem.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, and dude, and the one thing that like annoyed me about my D&D session on Saturday was like, so there was a difference between the two, right? So the Sunday one was like a good 5 hours. The Saturday one was like eight hours as it usually is. We had to like the session before, right? The month before, we had to like stop because we were gonna go into a major encounter. We're like, okay, we're gonna handle this next session, and then so this last session was the major encounter. And we still have not finished.
Yeah,
we played from like 11 to like 5:45, or like I think we might have started playing. Everyone might have gotten sat down and organized by like 11:30, maybe even noon. We played for that long, and the encounter is still not done, dude. There's been so many people. There's been so many rounds gone by. It was crazy. So we got to pick up where we left off there next month. I think the next session's on the... What do we agree, the 9th? It is the 9th, yeah. Saturday the 9th.
Yeah, see, it makes sense because you have like a substantial amount of party members, and they're all varying like classes that actually can really be a fucking problem for the Dungeon Master. So of course, they have to throw out a threat that can actually add much of a challenge, but not outright kill you, which would drag on, unfortunately.
Precisely, yeah.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what god does your cleric follow?
What was the one I picked? It was I think I googled it when I was in session. It was like the goddess of magic.
Oh, that's smart. Magic? That's smart.
Maestra, that's what it is.
That's what it is, yeah. Sorry, I always forget the name of that one. I only know very few by heart. I know Selune, the goddess of the moon. I know Bahamut, the dragon god of good and justice. Tyr, the god of justice, the human god of justice. Kalemvor, god of death. And then, Ilmater, god of suffering and endurance. The only one that's actually close to Jesus Christ himself in-game.
Oh, wow. So, like, maybe next time build, like, another cleric around that, like a pastor who's, like, all about that. Anyway.
Although... Picking Mystra, Goddess of Magic, is actually not a bad play because then you could multi-class into Wizard and not get immediately fucking bodied, but cast spells like an absolute madman. Since since clerics rely heavily on spells anyways, they just kind of get the access to armor and shields just so they don't get immediately bodied on the battlefield.
Well, yeah, dude, I'm a like level 1 cleric, and like my HP is like 9.
What's your armor class? Is it like 16? Please tell me it's 16.
I think my armor class is like 10. It's only like a point above.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm a squishy boy. I've got negative strength. I've got like I got a -1 to strength.
Okay.
I put all my shit into like charisma, intelligence, and wisdom. I figure those would be useful.
Okay, well, if you're gonna do that, I mean, like, I mean, wizard would make the most sense since you do have high intelligence as well as wisdom. But since you did put stuff into charisma, I mean, picking up warlock would actually not be a bad idea, especially if you have access to anything other than the fiend pact, because that's just basically making a deal with the devil.
That's sick. I could be on some Robert Johnson shit.
Yeah. That would be pretty sick, actually. Oh yeah. God, yeah, I remember fucking Bard Warlock. That's another problem, multi-class.
Bard Warlock. Oh, I love playing bards, dude. I think that's my best character I've developed over the years of playing D&D. He's pretty much my first. I was like detailing like my history of playing D&D with the guys, and I was like, well, I've played like before I started playing regularly for like the last 9 years. I like had done a couple like one-off games with people just to like see what it was like. God, yeah, D&D's just really fun.
Yeah,
you find a good crowd and it's like super chill. You find those people. I had the game we played in college. There were like I think two particular folks who were like hard to play with, but it's really fun. It's a good time.
Is it because they were like just fucking around too much?
They were just like particular, I would say. Very, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's like, yeah, they're very, very particular. There was Tyler's dad, David, was talking about this one time. He played with a guy who like he would roll a bunch of dice all together, like a bunch of dice together, and he'd look at the highest one and be like, "That's the one I rolled." Or no, what he would do is he would roll one dice into a pile of other dice. And like, even though that wasn't the dice he rolled, he would do it in front of people and be like, that's the one. Like, it'd be like, that's one.
That's okay. Unless you're fucking playing Blood Hunter, that's not cool. That's not cool.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up.
I'll tell you what though. Next time you get like I'm trying to find the right word for it, but like an ability score improvement. I would immediately try to put everything into either Constitution or Dexterity. Dexterity, if you have high enough Dexterity, it increases your armor class significantly. Also, if you increase your Constitution, it means you have better health. So
that might be good. I want to first up my strength back to average, and then like I only need like 1 skill point into it, or ability, I should say. And then I'll start bumping up the dex and the con and get that all up and stuff.
Definitely, if you're going to boost strength, definitely focus on dex too, because just being able to avoid taking hits is like the best thing you can do. Health can go fuck itself as long as you got a good armor class and can actually dodge shit.
Yeah, if I can avoid shit, then I'll be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, since you have high enough intelligence, I would suggest, if you want to do this, maybe multi-class into wizard, because that would be a lot of fun. Because then at least if you're still a squishy boy, at least you can be an extremely powerful squishy boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that'd be good.
The only downside is that wizards draw their power from like just magic itself, so they have to write this shit down in a book. So you got to make sure you have a spell book in your inventory and the means to write this shit down, like an ink pen and whatnot. So yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, our first encounter, we went to for this 5e campaign, we went to it was a cathedral. Or there was a big town celebration of something, and it was a big event, and like in the cathedral, and then first like there were these hunters that attacked, but they were like mind-controlled townspeople, and so we were like, whoa, we want to do non-lethal damage and just knock them upside the head and like not worry about it, deal with it later.
Yeah.
And then there was like a fucking orb that appeared in the middle of the altar and like started like attacking the fucking pastor and stuff. We were like, whoa.
Oh no.
And the townspeople ran away, all scared and stuff, and it was cool. It was a fun little start, and we figured out how to all kind of like work to our strengths and play together and coordinate. Yeah, D&D's a blast, dude.
It is. It is. I literally built Rustin Cole from True Detective as a D&D character.
Wait, what class is he?
Okay, so I've been debating about this for a long time based on the first season of True Detective because that's the only time we see him and that's the only way we can gather enough of his character to build this kind of like D&D
You got
character.
a lot of him in that first season. There's a lot.
Oh, I know, but he's all over the place. He can be either fighter, gunslinger. He can be rogue. He can be monk. He can be ranger. Arguably, I would think he's most likely ranger, and here's my argument. Rangers specialize in taking down specific enemy types, and since his whole thing is dealing with the Spiral Cult in the first season, making his enemy type that he's proficient in taking down is undead. That would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Because their whole thing is to achieve immortality by doing heinous things to innocent young girls.
Yep.
And on top of that, rangers are very good at hunting, tracking, investigation, much like a detective.
Yeah.
They also have proficiency in light armor, i.e. leather armor, which he does at one point wear a leather jacket in the series.
He does indeed to get with those fucking meth heads, yeah.
Exactly. Plus, the starting weapons that you get as a ranger is a longbow with 20 arrows, which it makes sense since a detective would have a sidearm that can mean reach quite a distance. A bow of some kind would make the most sense in that world.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and then I gave him the Monster Hunter origin, so he has all this crazy gear like stakes, holy water, a steel mirror, like everything to fight all kinds of evil.
That's rad, dude. Hell yeah.
Also, his fucking stats are cracked out because I rolled for all of his stats, and holy shit, he's got, last I checked, 15 strength, 17 dexterity, 16 constitution. He's got the same amount of intelligence and wisdom, both of 14, and he's got 13 charisma.
Oh, wow, Jesus.
Yeah, he is an absolute powerhouse of, like, skill set. This is insane. Yeah. Plus, once you pick, like, certain archetypes as a ranger, and then you pick the monster herds of background, you get access to all these, like, languages that you can learn as your character. So he's able to speak 6 languages now, which is very, very, very important in D&D. If we can speak more than just 2 or 3.
My cleric right now speaks Common, and I picked Draconic as the other one for some reason. Thought it could be useful.
It could be. It could be. I mean, it would be useful if you followed Bahamut, the dragon god of good and justice. Because I feel like that would be more useful than Celestial, which, don't get me wrong, Celestial is the kind of cover-all for, like, all divine beings in what they speak, but if it's a dragon god, Draconic would make the most sense.
No, totally, yeah.
Yeah. No, it took me a long time to figure out how to build like the best D&D characters, because when we started on like 3rd edition with Chris and everyone, I got a pretty good thing going with like, a full-blooded orc fighter, which is not bad, but I don't know, it's very limiting on what I can do.
It is, yeah. I mean, all you can do is, like, smash stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, because I didn't make him too bright either. I should have poured at least a little bit into intelligence, because the only difference between a fighter and a barbarian is the level of, like, strength and intelligence, really, that you can probably put into either class.
Bro, like, we continue to this day to make jokes about Ulfgard. So me, Austin, and Chris, it's so funny.
Yeah, no, viewers, if you don't know, Ulfgard went on one hell of a journey. He started off as a dwarf fighter. Got a race. Yeah, got a race. Oh yeah, right. He dies. Got reincarnated as a full-blood orc, not a half-orc, full-blood. So I had to do the calculations myself on what the actual strength and, like, height and weight and everything would be. He's a fucking unit.
Ulfgar is a unit, dude.
He is. He's a fucking unit. And then he got full plate armor at that point, because we thought, well, he's a fucking meat wall. We might as well make him a meat and steel wall, too.
Yeah. We did give him that.
Yeah, and then he got a sex change from drinking from a magic pool. Then he got changed back to an orc, but a slightly different looking orc, because some magic purple horse had one tied up in her basement. I don't know why, but...
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's so far his journey. Also, I missed a lot of it. So when did I get a sword that does a little bit of damage to me, but does ungodly damage to anyone else?
I thought you had played him while you got that sword, because like the
I don't
sword
remember
does.
that.
I'm trying to remember from the character sheet. I think it's like three. I'm pretty sure it was like 3d6 plus maybe like 27 or something like that. And I think there might have been an extra. I thought there was like an extra 2d6 because I remember like rolling a lot of d6s for you for when you use that shit,
Yeah.
and then it does like 1d6 on you, so it's like.
Yeah, it was probably like a 3d6 plus like 20 something, because it was a pretty high level sword. It was fucking insane. And then it did
I
like,
thought it was. I'm pretty sure it was like maybe 5d6. I gotta.
yeah.
I'd have to look at that again when I go next month and see what the character sheet says. But yeah, well, I'm pretty sure you had that because I remember like Austin was talking about it the other day. He was like, well, he was reminiscing. He's like, I wondered for a long time why Eric had so much damage on him, but then I realized he had a sword that did damage on him, and it was like, yeah.
Yeah. God, I don't think I got that sword. The last time I remember playing my character before I left for San Luis Obispo was when I got a sword that had like a map of the local area on the actual scabbard, which was kind of weird.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't remember what I did with it. I do remember the first great sword I ever got was I put a firestone into it that gave it plus like 1 fire damage every time I swung it and landed a hit.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
But enough about my character. Your first D&D character with us in our campaign at the time was Benatar B. Bennington, right?
That's right. It was Benatar Benny Bennington, I think, was the yeah. So we, I, so he's a half elf bard, and so I remember like when we first started playing, being a low level bard, it really like blows because there's not a lot you can do, and I mean even in higher levels, there's still not a lot of damage you can do. He's not a damage person at all. That was the thing I had to learn quickly about being the bard. I was like, okay, I'm just a support person, and if I have one last action, I'll shoot my bow. And so what's his story? So I mean, he goes around, he adventures. He's true neutral, so he doesn't really give much of a shit about like what he's doing. He's just like kind of like in it for the fame and whatever. He eventually started a family and has what is it, 3 or 4 kids now or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh my god!
Chris had me roll for like for centile or whatever to figure out. I remember one time I rolled and it was like, oh, you're having twins, and it was like, oh shit, and so what's the significant stuff that's happened with him? I mean, he hasn't. Other than that, I mean, he's just fucking Ulfgar bought a tavern. He has a tavern.
Yeah, I was there because I was like, wait, how much is it to buy a tavern? Because I think I have enough gold for that. And like immediately Chris's dad lit up. It's like, that's actually a good idea. That's a good idea. Do it. And I was like, is this a joke? And he's like, no, because that would be a central hub for like new quests. That would make the most sense. I'm like, okay, I'm fucking doing it. I'm spending all my life savings on a tavern, baby.
On the Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse. You got a roundhouse kick every time you say its name too, otherwise it has no flavor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The one item I remember that was a really big plus for me is like I got it was like a +1. I think it's a short bow. It's like I can do I can use it and still perform my songs because the songs take concentration, right? So like if I do like Inspire Courage for you guys to give you pluses and stuff, that would require concentration. But using the bow, I can still do all that shit, and I get the charisma modifier as damage, which is like super helpful.
Oh yeah,
like boosted up my stats a bit. I think he's like level 18 or 19 right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, now viewers out there, if you ever decide to create a bard character, you can honestly min-max everything into dexterity, constitution, and charisma. You really don't need it. Well, maybe at least a decent amount of wisdom and base intelligence. But
wisdom is helpful because I think wisdom or intelligence helps with. I can't remember. Is wisdom or intelligence attached to knowledge checks?
Intelligence is attached to knowledge checks.
Okay.
Wisdom is only for like things that you can kind of perceive in the near future, like whether it's perception, insight, or investigation.
Okay, so you would need, as a bard, you would need to put your stats definitely into charisma. Charisma is a big one because that's super helpful.
That's literally how they cast their spells.
Exactly. That's like it's the most important key, and then intelligence and I would say dex. Dex would be helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because if you're going College of Lore, that would make the most sense. Intelligence. Yeah.
I also remember the bardic knowledge is super fun because that's like it's like 1d20 plus 17 or something. So whatever, as long as I don't roll a 1, I usually get it. So
Yeah.
the knowledge checks. So yeah.
Oh, the one character I made in D&D Beyond, I kind of want to play at some point. I'm fine with my main character, Reynard, getting killed. If, God forbid, that happens, because I do have this backup character that's a little too cracked out.
Yeah.
My DM might hate just a little bit. Because he doesn't like spellcasters, but this guy is a sorcerer.
Okay.
He is a variant ASMR sorcerer.
Okay.
And if you don't know what a variant ASMR is, an ASMR is literally a child of a divine being. They have celestial blood flowing through their veins.
Oh shit! So it's like a demigod, but like.
Yeah. They're usually born to human parents, but they have like direct celestial lineage, so the defining like traits that they have that make them different than a human is like they usually have like weird colored eyes, like either it's white pupilless eyes, black, or like gold.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
Yeah, so I wrote in his lore that he is the child of the goddess of the moon, and that his draconic ancestry from his father's side is what gives him his sorcerer powers.
That's fucking sweet, dude.
Yeah, so he's obviously built for great things because he's literally got a destiny going for him.
Literally.
Yeah. I believe I made him lawful neutral, so like he does have a fairly strict code, but he can also like kind of change a little bit on a dime. So
okay, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he is like sorcerers are one of the most cracked out, spellcaster classes in D&D 5th edition. It's fucking insane.
Nice. I like so right now in the campaign, the 3.5 edition I'm playing, I'm doing a half orc fighter.
Smart.
My backstory is I joked that he his father was a human. No, his mother was an orc, and his father was a very brave human.
That's the only way to do it.
And so I really like being able to play a character who actually does a lot of damage. Like it's as long as I make my fucking attack roll. Sometimes I roll really shit. My dice just don't agree with me, but it's really fun to be able to be a character who does a lot of damage and is able to window someone down like significantly. I don't often get the killing blow, but that's really fun. And then so the cleric I'm playing in the other campaign, it was my first flavor at it, so I'm not super used to it. It's going back to being a support character, which is what I was used to being the bard. It's what I had to get used to playing that character. And I was like, okay, this makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good to get well-rounded in all classes. What was the point I was going to make? I was going to talk something about my. Oh, I can't wait for my cleric to get higher levels because I want him to have more spells. He only has like 2 spell slots, so he's got Bless and Cure Light right now, which is like those are good spells to have, right? But
yeah,
I just want to do more shit. So.
No, I totally get that. Again, like, if you ever do want to multi-class, going into Wizard is not a bad idea. But maybe get to level 2 Cleric first, and then dip into Wizard a little bit. Because you don't really get that much in further levels in Cleric until, like, maybe level 5 or 6, I'm pretty sure.
I want to wait till, like, level 5 to start diving into multi-class if I really wanted to.
Okay.
I'm going to ride this for a while. Build this up, figure it out.
But yeah, no, I guarantee you by 3rd level, you're going to get something called Spiritual Weapon, which basically you don't have to use a spell slot for this, I believe. I think it's a cantrip. You can summon a magical weapon of your choosing that you can use that's made out of your, patron's energy.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
That is pretty cool.
I would look more into that, though, because I could be wrong on that one, if it does use a spell slot or not.
I'm confused about cantrips and how they work in this in fifth edition.
Okay, so cantrips are basically spells that you know like the back of your hand. You can use them as many times as you want as like an action. So they don't cost
Okay,
spell slots at all. It's only like stuff that's labeled as spells that require spell slots that require a specific amount of like energy from your character to use to actually cast it.
got you. Okay, so
Yeah.
spells can be cast the certain amount of time, the certain amount of amounts they're given, and then cantrips are like you could just each round you could be like I do another fucking, let's say you have like fireball as like a cantrip, you could be like I'll
Exactly.
cast fireball each round. Fuck you, like like okay, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, funny enough, the best fire-based cantrip is fire. I think it's either firebolt or produce flame. It's one of those two. Uh,
firebolts, yeah, firebolt sounds
yeah.
like a fun one. I think our sorcerer or wizard, whatever he plays,
Oh yeah, yeah.
does that.
They
So
definitely
he's,
get that
he's
right off the bat. That spell is fucking insane.
he was having fun with that
Yeah,
on
because you
on
fire like
Sunday.
three of them, so you're just like ba ba ba. Yeah. And you have to roll for each hit too. Like you have to roll to see if each one hits. If you actually manage to get all three of them, that exact damage multiplied 3 times.
That's crazy.
It's fucking insane. But honestly, the best cantrip that a cleric has is, I think, I'm trying to remember the exact name of it, but it's like causes like 1d8 radiance damage. I'm trying to remember
Uh-huh.
exactly what it is. It's like God, it's blanking on me. I'll put it in post what it is. Yeah.
For
But it's a
sure.
pretty powerful spell. It's pretty pretty powerful cantrip. It's pretty useful. Yeah. The best spell to use for clerics, I believe, is definitely anything that cures wounds for sure, or detects magic. But there is one called inflict wounds. That one's pretty useful.
I think I had that when I was playing Benatar more regularly. Yeah, he has inflict wounds.
Nice.
The I picked the cleric because like he's the mostly like the healer type, and so I was like, well, we were emailing back and forth on like who's picking what class, and I was like, well, I figure I'll volunteer to be the cleric. I'm happy to be the support again. And plus, like clerics can do some damage. I've
Hmm.
seen clerics do some shit. So yeah, it's definitely. I'm looking forward to the rest of this campaign. Looking forward to what the story brings.
Yeah.
Um, it was hella funny because I remember like, so we've been spending I think like the last probably like a month and a half, 2 months trying to put this together, which is usually how it goes. For those of you viewers who have never played D&D, when you get into adulthood, it can be really hard to try to plot sessions. I was reminiscing
Yeah.
about like, dude, remember the days like was it like Fridays or Saturdays we'd play with the guys? It was like every fucking week we'd like have a D&D session. We'd get pizza,
Yeah.
fucking chill out.
Exactly. But then as you get older, it gets so much harder because life comes at you fast, and trying to carve out like at least 5 hours out of your time to play a good
Because
game
you
of
need it. You
D&D.
need at least 5 hours to do a good session.
Especially if you have a big party. All the fucking turns they're going to take and all the math they're adding up to actually do the most of what their character can do. It's fucking hard. It's fucking hard to do that.
What's nice about D&D Beyond that we're using on Sundays, like if you put like say like for instance during the last encounter, I casted a fucking um bless, right, and so that added pluses to people's like attacks and whatever.
Yeah, it was like a
Um,
1d4 to every like attack or whatever they want to do.
Good memory. So
Yeah.
I did that, and the system helped add that to when people would like do their roll in the chat, and so like it would make it really easy. They'd just be like, okay, roll for it, and it would just say flat out, with all the pluses that it's got, it would say flat out like 15 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
which was super helpful. So that's a really good system to use. But I was gonna say, um, yeah, I mean, high school we were just like every week we were playing, and then now it's like the minute, in the one campaign I play with 3.5, the minute we sit down to like start the game, we're like, okay, first things first, we're figuring out when we're playing next. Like, what's the date? Everyone that works for
Yeah.
everybody. It's got to be a month out. It's like, and
That's
that's it.
facts.
I'm like, dude, there's so much commitments I have these days, and like now I've got right now, I got this vacation coming tomorrow lined up. I've got I got 2 vacations in May. I got one trip to Florida, one trip down to Anaheim for Disneyland. You just start figuring stuff out. It's like
Yeah.
it's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I got a trip to LA planned actually for myself in like exactly a week from now.
You go to LA?
Yeah. It's so I'm part of a club called the Brewmasters Collective, so I get access to all these like special events that's only for the club members, as well as like early access to ticket sales for the International Beer Festival. I unfortunately did not get any tickets because quite literally as soon as the gates opened to buy tickets, it was all sold out in 10 minutes flat.
Jesus.
Everyone wants to go to the beer festival, and I don't blame them. There's a lot of big players there. There's like fucking 35 different brewing companies that show up there to show off their shit, and about 20 different food places that show up to show off their shit. Like, it's a lot to do there.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot. Holy shit.
Yeah. But I did manage to get tickets because this is a very niche event. It's a very small venue. It is the adjunct tasting for the Brewmasters Collective in Venice, LA, at the Propagator location for Firestone Walker.
Wow. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Viewers, if you're interested, there might be tickets still available, and if you're 21 and older, it is
No underage drinking. The 9 to 5 boys do not encourage that.
Exactly. We encourage drinking, but not underage drinking.
You gotta be of legal age to do that shit.
Exactly. If you're legal age, you can go there. It's on March 2nd. It's from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. $60 for just the tasting, $80 for the tasting and the dinner that comes with it. I obviously did the tasting and the dinner because why the fuck not?
Well, so are you doing an overnight thing there then, or are you driving back the same day? Because it's not that hard of a drive for you from where you're at.
No, it's really not. I'm a lot closer than you are to LA. That's ridiculous.
If I did doing a day trip would be a nightmare for me. I'd have to do an overnight for sure.
You would need like 6 hours of like a great playlist to, bump to.
Dude, I remember like I went to LA the first time in 2020. Was it 21? I think that might have been. It was like just on the cusp of 2022. I think I did the trip down there, and I drove the day I drove back up New Year's Day. I just drove straight 6 hours. I like did not stop. I was on a full tank of gas that said the car I was driving at the time said I could drive 485 miles on the full tank, and I was like, that's how long. It's gonna take me a little less to do the whole trip from LA, so I'm gonna fucking do it. And so I just drove 6 hours straight. Just 4 hours on the 5. It was like, oh my god.
Damn, I'm proud of you, man. I'm actually very impressed.
I know.
Holy shit.
I try to, when I was doing the trip up to Washington and Oregon, like I really tried to maximize how far I could drive. I would only really stop to fill up on gas, pretty much.
No, that makes sense. But yeah, no, I've been talking about it with my boy Tim to do this event because he and I are in the club together, basically. And so we figured out all the finer details. We got the hotel booked and everything. We got the tickets.
So you are staying overnight at a hotel?
Yeah. So we're going there around early to afternoon, like starting the trip on Friday, and then getting there at a pretty good time so we can still go do something fun before the sun totally sets.
Totally, yeah. I try to leave like in the morning.
Yeah.
Just be cautious. LA traffic can be a nightmare, I've heard.
That's what I'm preparing for. So I'm hoping that maybe we can leave like pretty early enough in the morning that way there's still like a lot of daylight by the time we get to LA.
And check-in time for hotels is not usually till like 3 in the afternoon, so just be mindful of that too. But
I think the check-in time is 1300. They said on the booking website, so it's like around
at 1 o'clock. Yeah, you're perfect.
Oh, 2. 1 o'clock. I thought it was 2. My bad.
Military time's confusing, but yeah,
it do be like that. It do be like that. Right, 1 o'clock. Got it. So that'll be fun. I probably shouldn't be giving too much of this information online, but fuck it, whatever. They don't even know the name of the place, so.
They don't know the hotel you're staying at. You're fine.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be the check-in time, and then we're staying there that night. The event is on the 2nd, so the next day around 3 p.m. So we'll hopefully soak up a good amount of like LA before the event starts, and then we go there do the tastings, learn a little bit about the barrel-aged beers, the adjuncts that go into them, and then get the dinner, and then just have a good time in the evening, you know?
Yeah, that should be sweet, dude. So you're doing a boys' trip to LA, dude. That's sick.
Exactly. And then what else? Next day, leaving LA, checking out of the hotel, and then getting back on the road, and then yeah, it'll be good.
Very cool.
Yeah. No, it'll be a fun little trip, and yeah, this will be my first time ever to LA, so that'll be very exciting.
That's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah.
I hope you have fun.
Yeah, funny enough, my boy Timmy actually sent me a reel on Instagram about this place in LA that does a $20 burger and beer combo, which is very rare. It's very rare to get like a rich, dense burger like that and a beer for like $20.
No, yeah, I mean that's a good deal because I mean beer typically is like $8 or $10 a pint anyway, and so that's a pretty good price for if you get the burger with it.
Yeah, it's 2 beef patties with cheese on like a burger with like grilled white onions. It just looks so tasty. And then the burger fries that they have with it too. It's like you literally get like 2 beef, like you know, like the Flying Dutchman at In-N-Out.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, but like on a tray of fries, and then you break up the patty as you're digging into that, and the fries you're just eating burger patty, cheese, and fries.
Oh, so you're pretty much getting like a 4x4 with a side of fries. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking insane, bro. Oh,
that's sick.
It looks so good. That's something I want to do while the sun is setting. Just sucking down a beer with my boy, enjoying some burgers.
That'd be great, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Take that out of context, viewers. Also, I figured it out. I figured out what the fucking cantrip was I was thinking about. It was Sacred Flame. How the fuck did I forget Sacred Flame?
Sacred Flame. Okay, what's that do?
So that one is... It describes itself as being like you cast a burst of radiance, you know, from yourself and deal 1d8 damage if they manage to, you know, fail the save check.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, no, clerics can actually be very fucking useful in a fight. It's just a matter of how you build them. So yeah.
Yeah. That's real.
Especially since like the base level, because you have to get all the books to actually get like all the wide variety of what D&D has to offer. Otherwise, if you just use D&D Beyond without doing any of the book purchases online, you're kind of stuck with whatever they give you in terms of what you can build your classes with. And so Life Domain is always the base level for cleric, but Twilight Domain, fucking, like, other domains in Cleric is actually pretty fucking amazing. Especially if you know how to build them right.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I've been debating whether or not to spend $60 on D&D Beyond just so I can build a lore-accurate Freddy Krueger. Because, hear me out, fucking Callister Warlock. No fucking multi-classing, just going straight Warlock. Because Callisters are a race of beings that are of spirit and mortal plane, predominantly they are actually born of like dream-based spirits.
Oh, okay.
So that would make the most sense. Plus, they have an ability called Mind Link. It means they can, without any saves or nothing, they can link telepathically with another creature of their choosing.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
And Warlock would make the most sense because Freddy does actually make a pact with Dream Demons to get his abilities.
Yeah.
But Fiend wouldn't make sense because they're all fire-based spells, and that's kind of the one thing he hates. So, Pact of the Undead Warlock would make the most sense. A lot of those spells are fear-based. So...
I see, yeah.
I would be a fucking problem with this build, I swear to God. Although, if I spend a little bit more, I can do the most cracked out multi-class of all time.
What's that?
Callister Sorcerer Warlock, or as some people online like to call them, Sorlocks, because that's like one of the best multi-class builds.
Mm.
But preferably, Aberrant Mind Sorcerer and Undead Warlock. The amount of fear and mind manipulating spells you're gonna get is fucking insane. Yeah, you will be an actual fucking problem.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, God, that would be one hell of a Freddy Krueger.
That'd be sick, dude.
Oh, that'd be so cool. But anyways, what's been going on in the news recently? I don't know much about what's going on in the world.
Well, there was. Did you hear about Cagnelan Carter, dude?
I heard about that. I was surprised by that. I'm like, shit, I've actually seen her work, and she fucking passed away. Damn it. Damn it.
Yeah, I was. I mean, it was such a weird occurrence because it was like 2 weeks ago. There was that other mattress actress who like OD'd, right?
Yeah, it was, oh god, the fact that I don't remember her name is kind of disappointing. It was like,
I remember Dad broke the news to us. That was fucking funny.
yeah, there's another one in critical condition. Like last we checked, it's like, oh, she got hospitalized for something serious, and then no news about that. So there's a good chance she's dead. But I never seen her work, so you know.
Jesse Jane was the one who OD'd. Wait, who's in critical condition?
Some like random mattress actress. I don't remember her fucking name though, and that bothers me so much.
Let me see if I can Google it.
It was one that he mentioned in passing, and then like then
Emily Willis.
That's the one.
Oh, she also fucking OD'd. Oh my god, dude.
Oh wait, was there an update? Oh fuck.
No. It was like she was hospitalized because of an overdose. Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Let me read the article here. Bad shape is. Oh my god. Tell us the adult film actress was transported to a Thousand Oaks. This after a call for service reporting about. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, dude.
Dude, we're losing mattress actresses, man. At least we're not losing the goats. You know, the greatest of all time, man. Fucking Gianna Michaels, Sarah J, and Lisa Ann. They're still thriving. They're doing really well for themselves.
Bro, fucking. Oh my god, dude. Cagnelan Carter, like, put a shotgun to her mouth, dude.
Holy shit! Oh, wow. Wow. That's pretty fucking serious. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh. Wow. Okay, because not to sound sexist at all, but, like, the common trend with women committing suicide is usually, like, they try to do it, like, clean and orderly. You know,
well, yeah, I mean that's not sexist at all. It's like what the stats show is like they usually do very clean suicides. Men are usually very messy and like.
Oh yeah, they're always like blowing their brains out, fucking wrapping their car around a tree while they fly like 140 feet.
Yeah, no, that's oh my god.
Like like for women, it's usually like pills and like razor blades in a bathtub. Like I don't expect shotgun. Fully loaded, just bam. Like, that's fucked. That's fucked.
Awful, dude. Jesus Christ.
God. You know what the worst part is about all this? She did it in Ohio. Like, out of all the places to die, why Ohio?
Yeah, that's real. But, yeah, it's,
They don't got much. They just got weed, okay? Like, that's about the one thing they got going for them, and they gotta have this shit tacked on there, too? Fuck.
Yeah, for real. It's, yeah, that's what is the trend going on? I
mean, there is a mental health crisis in the country. That is
no, that's apparent. Dude, half the country is like schizophrenic. It's like crazy.
Yeah, I got all the people online that's like, oh, it's probably like related to her job. I'm like, yeah, it's a hard fucking job, but like if you genuinely enjoy it, you can, have a good life out of it. It's just
people have like there's still such a stigma about people who do that sort of industry, and it's like I get it, but I don't think it's a good thing to participate in. Like I understand that it's here's the weird thing about America, right? We're very like when it comes to sex and stuff like that, we're very like still in our Puritan bullshit, and like it's very taboo. It's sacred. No, it fucking isn't, dude. Sex is not fucking sacred. Yeah, it can create human life, but people enjoy the fuck out of it. That's the point of it. It's like it's really fun to have. It's like so people are going to pursue these, these sort of outlets, and like and people who engage in this content, they're entertainers. It's nothing. It's a different type of entertainment for sure. And there's there's a set problem that one can develop of like being obsessed with it or being addicted to it, right? Being addicted to pornography. That's a real thing, right? Like it's a dopamine release, right? But to shame people for like pursuing this form of entertainment is like not, you know, let them do what they want to fucking do, man. It's just like, what does it matter?
Yeah, no, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Like, especially since we're kind of going backwards now too, with like the amount of like people who want to like put clothes on these women. Like they got like an AI program that literally throws clothes onto like scantily clad dressed women they find online. And it's part of the whole like trad wives like obsession that these weirdos have. I'm like, dude, that's a whole other level of fucked.
And then there's states like fucking uh Utah that want to. I think they put in like a ban for pornography for porn websites.
Yeah, I think there was something in South Carolina about that too. I don't know if it was very specific niche parts of pornography, but I heard something about that.
I think it's
So
just general websites. They got to block these URLs, right? But I mean,
yeah, no, that's gonna be fun stuff. Like
man, so like,
eventually trying to sign up for like watching adult content like that, and you gotta fucking put in your like driver's license information on the website.
scan your ID, yeah. Which I mean, like, I think is a
Yeah,
good thing to like prevent kids from accessing this stuff.
that is
I
true.
do,
That
I
is
do agree
true.
the security checks they have are bad, but like I think sex work is work, dude. That's my philosophy. Is like
Yeah,
sex is a commodity. You can sell it all you fucking want, man. Like I think that's
because we already do it now. We don't even like pretend in other aspects of life in which we sell it. Like we sell it through the music industry, obviously. Like name one music video from any major female artist that doesn't have like amounts of sexual energy in it. Like
yeah. It's
whether
the
it's
same with
light
like
or
male
even
artists.
overt, it's like yeah, it's
I mean, I saw a live performance of the Struts. That guy was being a whore on stage. I was like, like that
yeah.
sells.
And honestly, power to them. Like fucking, if you're gonna be like dancing around like a whore on stage, it might as well be like accessible for both men and women. Like make it fucking you, make it work. Like
Exactly, and I say whore in a
shit can be fun.
non-derogatory sense. It's like whore, whore. I don't mean whore as like as a slang or as a derogatory way. You can fucking. I absolutely. I don't believe in slut shaming. I too have a
Yeah.
hole that needs to be filled. Okay, like I get it. Um,
Exactly. Like I'm in the belief that like whore is not really like a negative term. Like if you really own the term and whatnot, you can basically use it as a means of like saying, yeah, I can basically have whoever the fuck I want. I got this raw sexual energy to me, man.
do whatever the fuck you want, man, and
Yeah.
like
Like
get it, dude.
Luke Spiller of the Struts, definitely mad whore energy. Fucking David Bowie, God rest his soul. He had fucking
David
whore
Bowie was a
energy.
slut on stage. He was a fucking skank, bro. Like, oh my god, you would not believe.
That's why he never continued acting, because he can make so much more money just dancing around on stage, making music versus acting.
Exactly, dude. I
Which,
just see the prestige. I know he's in there. But
yeah,
anyway, back to porn stars. We should not slut shame porn stars. They are
no.
entertainers. They got me through high school. Leave them the fuck alone.
I guarantee you, all these weird fuckers out there being so puritanical and whatnot have definitely blown a few loads to these same people they're chastising. Like, fucking Christ.
they've yanked it to some of
Yeah,
these fucking women, dude. And like,
yeah. Or dudes, there's a good chance there's probably like a lot of closeted conservatives out there that are just jerking off hardcore in the corner,
Alex
in the dark, from God himself to gay porn.
Alex Jones had trans porn on his computer, bro. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it was like.
Oh my god. Did he drink some of the chemicals that were turning the freaking frogs gay?
He had some of the fluoride, dude. He had some of the fucking fluoride. Turning shit gay.
Man. Alex Jones, Damn, if you weren't such a weird, bulbous crank on the radio with such probably the same exact bulbous penis that you got for a fucking head, you angry fuck. You could be living your best life, but no, instead you gotta look like an absolute fool on
I'm
a
never
regular
gonna forget.
basis.
I'm never gonna forget that interview he had with Kanye. He was trying to like low key be like, "Yo, dude, calm down. Like this is like," and it was funny too. At the same time, he was in the middle of a lawsuit from the fucking Sandy Hook parents. Like, like
I gotta love how, like, yeah, like you said, he's in the middle of that battle, and then Kanye West shows up on his show and makes him blush with the amount of shit that he's saying. That's insane to me.
insane, dude. Fucking nuts.
Oh my god. Wow. These conservative weirdos are very interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I want to know what's on Nick Fuentes' computer. I want to know right now what's on his browser history.
Oh, dude, it is full blown gay gaping anal right now. That's what's fucking on his computer, bro.
It probably is, yeah. Or like Japanese femboys in maid outfits. I guarantee you that's what's on his computer. Yeah.
That's probably what's on there, dude.
At the very least, that's what is on. That is what is on his computer. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my god. Oh, a bit of news that happened recently was apparently Elon Musk's Cybertruck. They're rusting already.
What?
They're rusting. Yeah.
I shouldn't be surprised, but like it's just like every single thing I hear about the Cybertruck, it's like why the fuck? Like,
yeah.
why would anyone buy this shit?
Oh my god, a stainless steel truck with no paint or primer on it at all, nothing to protect it from the elements, is rusting? Who could have seen that coming?
Yeah, because you drive it outside. Where else would you drive it?
Yeah, you get bird shit, you get elements on it. Like, it's...
You get the rain that we've just had this last week. Like, what the fuck? Like...
I mean...
That's crazy. That is insanely stupid. Why the fuck? He designed Tesla cars. Tesla cars don't rust. He knows what it takes to fucking have those cars.
Well, barely. Like, sure, they have the like right paint and everything to like not.
They've got
rust.
other issues. I'm not going to deny that. They've got other fucking issues, but.
Oh my god, there was literally the first fucking like car crash death from self-driving from a Tesla recently too. I fucking forgot about that until now.
What? What was? Okay, let's cover this. What's going on?
Okay, so real quick before we clock out, obviously, so a guy and his friend were driving in a Tesla, and he had the autopilot on, or fucking autopilot, whatever the fuck they want to call it, self-driving feature, whatever bullshit. That was on. They weren't paying attention while they were driving, obviously, and it veered off randomly off the road and into a tree.
Oh, that's horrible.
No, that's not the worst part. His friend survived the incident because his door was able to unlock and everything, and he was able to get out. His friend's door, the driver, his door couldn't unlock, and so he had to hear his friend screaming for his life as he was burning from the lithium batteries igniting in the car. If you own a Tesla, fucking trade that in. Trade that in for a fucking Ford electric. Whatever the else fuck. I guarantee you they have much better safety features.
Yeah. Yeah, that's horrible. That sucks.
Yeah. I feel bad that I don't know his name right now, but I'm going to make sure I put that shit in post. People are going to remember this man's name as the first major death from Tesla's self-driving feature.
Wow. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, look into playing D&D, viewers, because it is a very fun game. You got to carve out a lot of time for it, but it's very
good escapism for the world, dying and stuff.
Exactly. Especially if you're playing fun classes like Druid, Sorcerer, or Warlock. Have fun with that. Yeah,
exactly. Have a good time.
Not to diss clerics. Clerics are also great too, but they're definitely like the soccer moms of the group. They bring the snacks. They make sure you have like your Band-Aid on for any open wounds that you have.
Clerics are the soccer moms of D&D, yeah.
100%. They keep the party together. They have the fucking minivan ready.
I was joking. We were watching. So me and Kate are watching. We're caught up with Delicious in Dungeon. It's a great Netflix anime. If you get the chance, check it out.
Okay.
It's been fun. I love Shenchi. He's the love of my life. We were watching, and we're like, there was an episode where like the rogue goes off to do his thing while everyone else is sleeping, and I was like, and he gets into a situation, so I was like, don't you know, you never split the party.
Yeah.
But yeah, play D&D, forget about this hell world we're living in, this cyberpunk nightmare. There's a lot of AI shit going on. There was just the leaks with like that one podcaster lady, which that sucks. I worry a lot about the future, like the next 10 years. I think shit's gonna go like really bad for the 20s.
Well, I feel bad for like anyone that's a boomer dealing with this because they have no fucking idea. They can get easily tricked like that. Like for
I
all
don't
of
care
us,
for boomers. They're racist old fucks. They can all die out.
facts. I mean, the only saving grace is that Keanu Reeves, he's a boomer and he seems like a good guy. So
Keanu Reeves is Diamond in the Rust.
exactly, but no, like for the rest of us, like millennials, Gen Xers, whatever, Gen
Yeah.
Xers, Gen Zers, and millennials. The rest of us who are still like relatively sane and not fucking crazy, has to be, very wary of the random bullshit that's happening with AI.
Yeah, it's all. I like the memes though that's produced, like the me watching a 3 minute 45 second video of me doing a crime I've never committed. Like
Yeah,
it's kind of funny, but like it's not gonna be funny when it happens in real life.
yeah.
And
I mean,
especially,
I got to give credit to Gen Zers though. At least they're already giving their digital information to China through TikTok, and they never pick up the phone anyway. So there we go.
true.
Yeah.
It's such a, again, I don't mean to end on such a bad note, but like it's such a weary time. Like we've already had like a flurry of fake news and misinformation going with the internet, and like AI is only going to make that worse. I don't see a lot of good benefits that AI can provide. And
I
it's like
mean,
every single sci-fi novel we've had that's written about AI has been like, hey, this shit is going to end not well for you guys, and like maybe don't fucking do it. I don't know.
maybe.
Oh well.
On a more positive note, at least amid that note, we have Dune 2 that's can't come out
Dune
right
2
now.
comes out this week, this next Friday.
Oh, okay. So because I've heard reviewers already talking about it, so I guess they got early access. So I guess it's coming out soon. So nice.
Next Friday, yeah. I
Oh,
was,
shit.
Kate and I went to go see that Bob Marley movie, which like I got to see it a second time to get a full opinion. I was a little confused, but I'll go over it next week. We we went to go see it, and we saw a trailer, and she was like, "Dude, that's like Dune's like next week," and I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" I remember
Yeah,
when that shit was delayed because of fucking writer strikes, because fuck the studios. But it's crazy. Anyway, we got
yeah.
that to look forward to.
Anyways, fun talking to y'all. We'll see you next episode. Bye bye.